I also received 100 cUSD when I submitted my challenge. You have to get 14 points out of 20 to be able to receive the reward. So for the rest of the video, I'm going to give you tips on how you can make sure you get the total points, as well as give you ideas for new apps just in case you're feeling a bit lost. Dacade would have had to pay out $50,000 if each of you who signed up using my referral link fully completed the Celo Development 101 course. Opportunities like this won't last forever, so jump on it now. So this is a course which teaches you how to build a blockchain app. When you complete it and submit their challenge, you can receive 100 cUSD as a reward. Shout out to this person who asked me this question on TikTok. The first step is to sign up using the link in my description. Then go through these 3 modules which teaches you about Celo, smart contract development, as well as how to create a front end for your smart contract. To help you out, I've created a playlist which walks you through every single step so that if you run into any issues, I have the solutions here in these videos. Step 3 is be patient with yourself. Depending on your experience, this can take you 1 weekend or it can take you an entire month if you work on it every weekend. The final step, which is very important, is to come up with an idea to submit for their challenge. When you have this idea, you're going to code it using the code that you already created from following the tutorial, but you're just going to extend on it a bit to show and apply your knowledge. You have to get 14 points out of 20 to be able to receive the reward. So for the rest of the video, I'm going to give you tips on how you can make sure you get the total points. All right, so as you can see here, I had submitted my challenge and I received 20 points, which is total. So I'm part of the best submissions list. I was very happy to see that because I really didn't think I would get total points. So I think I can give you advice for this section. So for their rating rubric, which tells you what you have to do in order to get, all the points required, the first thing that I think is the easiest is the quality section. And to get total points, you have to make sure that your dAPP has no problems and the code is readable as well as documented. If you were to use the same code when you completed the modules, then you definitely would have your code working. You just need to add more functionality onto it and just make sure the app continues to work. Add comments to your code. So if I can show you my submission, I would show you what a comment looks like so you can see. All right, so here's an example of a comment because I'm doing something that's like atypical, which is I'm creating a token within this particular method. All right, so the next section that I think is easy to get the points for is the originality of the front end. This is only worth 3 points. And they want you to build your front end with multiple new functionality. So to change the front end, I would say add more buttons and display more information. And more than likely, the buttons that you add probably corresponds to some new functionality that you added in the smart contract. Change the colors a bit, just make it look a bit different. They have created the front end using something called Bootstrap Css. In Bootstrap CSS, it gives you all of the classes that you can add so you can change up the layout of how you display things. So it's very easy to change the front end just by going to Bootstrap CSS and seeing what type of components you can add that can make your front end look a bit differently, because they have already added the Bootstrap CSS into the code base that you originally worked with. So this is what my front end looks like. This is just a screenshot of it. And if you can tell, it's actually not that much different from their front end, because if I'm honest with you, I'm not that creative with front ends. Yeah, so this is their front end here, and then this is mine. Like, it's very similar. I just changed up the colors. I displayed a little bit more information, which corresponded with some functionality I added, as well as there were more buttons and some more icons here because I displayed more information. So that's a good way to get total points in that section. And then finally, you have to change up the smart contract code to add more functionality. When you are creating web applications, the most common operations that you're going to do is CRUD, which is create, read, update, and delete. So when you think about how you can expand your code, think about how you can touch on these operations. And I think that's a great hack to figure out how you can expand this code. So for example, what about delete? What can you delete? So if someone uploaded, in this case, it's a marketplace. So if someone had a house on sale, maybe they might want to cancel the sale of the house. So in this case, I allowed them to cancel the sale. So you can see that the house is still there, but I had a method in my smart contract which allowed them to cancel the sale. So if I can show you that within my code. By the way, this code is public. I'll link it in the description so that you can see what I did to expand my code. Obviously, you should implement it yourself because that's how you learn, but just in case you need a guide. All right, so basically I checked to see whether or not the person who's requesting to cancel it is actually the property owner. And I just made sure that they didn't actually sell any of the items before they canceled the sale, because in this case, I had a real estate NFT. So you can't cancel a sale if you already sold a piece of the house, because it was actually like a fractional real estate NFT marketplace. But I had a field called status, which I added to the properties object, and I set the status to sale canceled. So if I can just show you the properties object, so each property property has various information in it, which is the owner, the label, some data about it, the number of bedrooms and bathrooms, as well as the status. And the status is an enum, which has different values. So it can either be on sale, sale cancelled, or sold out. So when someone requests to cancel it, I then update the status to sale cancelled, and in my front end, I display that the sale is cancelled. Another thing you can do is allow them to update the price that they're selling the item for. So in my case, I did have an operation like that. Yeah, so update property price. Again, I did some checks to make sure it is the property owner. I made sure that they didn't actually sell any of the asset because I didn't want the price to change after they'd made a sale because of the type of marketplace I had. And I made sure that it wasn't cancelled because what's the point of updating the property price if the property is no longer on sale? And then I just set the price to the new price. So these are two operations that you can add, update and delete. You can even allow them to create more things or read more information about the asset that was created. So in my case, there was more information added to the particular product, such as the number of bedrooms, bathrooms. All of this data is stored in the smart contract, and I allowed them to add this when they added the item to be on sale. So another thing that you should change is what's actually being sold. Because the marketplace originally was a food marketplace, I recommend that you think about something different. Another new piece of functionality that I added to my smart contract, which I think you didn't really need to do, but I just thought it was fun, is that every time someone created a sale, I also created an ERC20 token to represent the house and represent the shares in the house. So when someone purchases a share, they actually receive an ERC20 token in their wallet. So if you're curious about how I implemented that, then definitely check my code. So yeah, that is how you can potentially get total score. You can learn more about smart contract development and receive 100 cUSD. And I have received 100 cUSD, and I can show you that in my wallet. So I received 25 from a referral when someone completed their course. So every time one of you complete the course, I can receive 25 cUSD. And then I also received 100 cUSD when I submitted my challenge, and then it was graded and I got total points. And then you can set your own account address to withdraw this from Dacade, which I recommend you do because you don't want it on their wallet, which you have no control over. Send it to your personal wallet or to a crypto exchange that you use that supports cUSD on the Celo blockchain. So when you submit your challenge, other people within the community are able to review it and give you constructive criticism, as well as just give you compliments in general. And it takes 7 days for that review process to occur. And then once the 7 days is up, then another 7 days has to pass before they send the 100 cUSD to your account. However, if you've submitted using my referral link, just send me a message and I can send them a message and they can pay you faster. So yeah, so that is how you're able to learn about smart contract development, learn how to create a front end for smart contracts, as well as receive 100 cUSD when you complete this course on Dacade. I hope that was helpful. Subscribe to my channel and share this video with other people who you think would benefit from learning about Web3, learning about smart contract development, and even receiving a nice incentive.